What does it really mean for an AI to think? Today, we're diving deep into why Cowork, the human bandwidth ceiling. Software systems now exceed what a single mind can hold. Complexity multiplies across microservices, dependencies, and team knowledge. AI must shift from answering queries to actively sharing the development workload. Claude Cowork is a persistent AI teammate embedded in your IDE that maintains context, reasons across your codebase, and co-creates software in real time. This transforms the developer from solitary builder to conductor of human AI collaboration. It is the foundation for AI native development teams. But here's where it gets interesting: the gap. Ephemeral intelligence breaks flow. Today's AI coding assistants operate in isolated stateless windows. They lack a persistent model of your project's architecture, conventions, and history. Each prompt restarts from zero context, forcing developers to repeatedly explain intent and constraints. They must hold complex system models in mind and translate intent into constrained prompts. The result: fractured assistance, high cognitive overhead, shallow integration. Without persistent context, AI remains a disjointed utility, not a partner. Real collaboration demands a shared, evolving mental model that survives tasks, sessions, and team members. So, what's the real problem? Let's talk about root cause. Not relational systems. LLMs applied to code treat it as a flat text stream. They possess no memory of past decisions, no awareness of trade-off reasoning, and no capability to orchestrate multi-file refactors. The interaction is a transaction, prompt equal response. The model cannot weigh long-term trade-offs or maintain consistency across sessions. Without a durable context framework and agency, AI remains an oracle you consult, not a collaborator that builds with you. This transactional ceiling caps value. This raises a critical question: breakthrough, a co-creator with persistent project awareness. Claude Cowork maintains a live semantic model of your entire project code graph, dependencies, conventions, and intent history. It plans multi-step tasks, executes changes across files, and adapts to feedback. The human steers strategy. Cowork handles mechanical complexity. The IDE becomes a shared workspace where ideas instantly translate into implementations, and review cycles tighten from hours to minutes. This continuous partnership dissolves the barrier between thinking and building. Now let's zoom in on system architecture. The Cowork engine. The Cowork engine is built on 5 layers: context fabric, real-time indexing of code, docs, and team knowledge. Intent parser translates natural language goals into structured task graphs. Execution runtime sandboxed file and terminal operations with safety guards. Review layer diff presentation with rationale and feedback capture. Memory loop updates internal models to align with developer standards. Each layer is instrumented for observability, providing transparency into planning, execution, and learning. Together, they create a feedback flywheel. The more you collaborate, the smarter the system becomes. Here's something most people overlook: context fabric, the project's semantic twin. Ingests the entire repository graph, lint rules, API contracts, and team documentation. Builds a living semantic map that evolves with every commit. Understands not just files, but architectural intent, design patterns, and implicit conventions. Eliminates cold, starts every session, begins with full project comprehension, enabling immediate, accurate contributions. Context fabric continuously syncs, so when you open a ticket, Cowork already knows the affected modules and relevant history. Think about this for a second. Planning and execution. From intent to reviewed diff. Developer expresses a goal. Add pagination to search. Intent parser reasons over the code graph, retrieves relevant modules, and decomposes the goal into an ordered task graph, modify controller, update service, adjust tests, regenerate specs. Cowork validates preconditions and postconditions for each subtask, ensuring coherence. The plan is visible for developer approval before execution. Execution runtime applies each change in a sandboxed workspace with lint and test validation. All changes are reversible and atomic. Output is a set of clean diffs ready for human review. And this is where things get complex. Human in the loop. Control with learning. Every suggested change surfaces as inline diff with reasoning. Developer accepts, rejects, or refines. Feedback captured by memory loop. Calibrates understanding of style, architecture preferences, unwritten rules. Corrections become lasting adaptations. This creates personalized co-creation where Cowork adapts to your conventions, reducing repeated corrections. Instead of repeating the same feedback, you shape the model continuously. Developer steers, Cowork adapts. The result is a personalized co-creator that internalizes your engineering culture. But here's where it gets interesting: end-to-end workflow. A day with Cowork. Morning stand-up. Cowork surfaces related PRs, stale branches, and relevant issue context. Developer assigns implement rate limiting. Cowork autonomously researches the codebase, proposes a design in a comment, and begins multi-file implementation. Afternoon. Developer reviews diff series, tweaks business logic, merges. Cowork regenerates tests and updates API docs. End of day, Cowork summarizes completed work, flags technical debt, and prepares context for tomorrow's tasks. Context persists across days. So what's the real problem? Let's talk about measurable impact. Ship faster, build better. Teams using Cowork report 40% faster feature cycle time, 30% fewer review iterations, and a 50% drop in context switching overhead. Junior engineers become productive in days, not weeks. Cognitive load shifts from mechanical implementation to high-level design. Pair programming with a tireless, context-aware AI amplifies individual and team throughput without increasing headcount. The result: higher quality code, faster innovation loops, and sustained team flow. This raises a critical question: from tool to subsystem, an always-on engineering layer. Cowork evolves beyond a chat interface into a persistent system service. It monitors repos for drift, proposes refactors, and handles routine maintenance autonomously. It becomes infrastructure, an AI-native execution substrate integrating with CI/SCD, issue trackers, and code review. Human creativity targets innovation. Cowork absorbs operational toil. It's an execution fabric that compresses the gap between intent and production. Engineering organizations gain a shared, self-improving execution layer that scales with the codebase, not headcount. Now, let's zoom in on AI native future, collective intelligence for software. Cowork paves the way for multi-agent teams that specialize in testing, security, performance, and architecture. Shared project memories allow agents to build on each other's work. Software creation becomes a continuous dialogue between human intent and machine execution. The line between developer and system dissolves. You express what to build, and a fabric of AI coworkers realizes it reliably. This is the next evolution: AI native software engineering, where the act of coding is amplified by persistent, context-rich collaboration.